Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darren. I hope you're all well and having a good stitchy week. So today is Stitch with me, and as you can see, Supersized Tiger Family's on there again. I thought it'd be easier than trying to wrangle one of the other pieces. So we're going to be working on this one again to start on this next page. So this next page runs up to here. So generally what I'll do on the start of each first page is go through and work in all these part threads. So this is the part that generally takes me the longest bit to do. So we'll get you zoomed in. So hopefully you can see okay. And hopefully I can stitch in the correct spot. So I hope everyone is well. So today I've been through, so it's Saturday today, by the way. So I've been through and I've actually gone through the last couple of Stitch with me's and got questions off. So I have some questions to answer today, finally. So we will go through those. So if you asked a question ages ago, you're going to get your answer today, hopefully. I'm assuming I've got them all. I'm hoping I have. So thank you everyone as well who commented on last week's one with regards to the monochrome piece. There's a couple of good suggestions on there. So I'm just now toying with which one I want to go with. A couple of people suggested stitching it in black still, but on orange, bright orange fabric, or vice versa. So on black doing orange stitches. So I like that idea, but I don't know where I can get some bright orange fabric from. So that I'm going to have a look in. A couple of people give me a couple of ideas as well of like different colours to use. So I'm going to look at them later on as well and see what those colours are. So thank you for everyone who commented on those. That's that colour. So this, you will probably see me jumping around here, there and everywhere, depending on the length of the thread. As I fill in these part threads. Some of them I just park to the first colour I get to, well, first symbol of that colour I get to from where I'm finishing it off. So some of them I may have to work up. So it may go further up. So I will then jump around and do that. So work's going okay so far. We've had another guy come out looking at saws. This is for the saw that we use for splitting. The boss wants to get it upgraded. I don't know what he wants to do to it, but he wants it upgrading. So I don't know if that means replacing it or just adding parts to it. Technically it needs replacing because it's a piece of rubbish. Now, yesterday at work, we were splitting wood, and one of the guys went to see the boss who deals with all the orders and stuff like that to see if we will continue doing it on Monday or not, because we didn't get as many packs done as he wanted. And he said no, not to worry about it, because the saw's going on Monday to get revamped, however they're doing it, and then coming back. So it's like typical. My saw's needed sorting for years, and they've not done anything about it. because the boss wants this saw done, so you can split wood, that's getting sent off straight away. Like typical. So I don't know what they're doing to it. I've thought they were getting a new saw for it, but as I say, they said that it's getting revamped, so we'll see what happens. Especially as soon as I left a thing on the side, and generally at work, me and Shane open up because we get there first. So we were having a neb through this brochure thing that was on the side with regards to what we thought was the batten saw, the splitting saw, but it may not be. Maybe a different saw that they're looking at getting as well. So if they're getting this other saw as well, that means we're going to have like 6 saws there and only 5 people who actually work on the saws. So I don't know how that's going to work. Definitely going to need to try and get some more staff somehow. I'm doing some quite easy wood on my saw at the moment, so I'm loving that. It's great, except for the fact I had the boss on there the other day, on Thursday, because I didn't have anything to take out for some reason. So I had him on there. It's like, no, I don't want you on here. I thought he would have been on the splitting saw, because he enjoys going on the splitting saw. So knowing when that's up and running, he's on there. But nope, not this time. He wanted to work with me. It's like, damn it. I don't want you. And I did tell him, I said, can't you go and work on there? Nah, too much sawdust. Well, let it crap. So yeah, so I had him for, well, it was only about 2 hours, I think, so it wasn't too bad. I could cope with that. So Mum's doing okay. When I spoke to her last weekend, I asked her if she was eating again, and she's saying she's having a bit more food, and my older brother phoned her up and told her off as well with regards to everything that's been going off. So hopefully now things will get back to normal. Hopefully. I've not heard anything from my twin brother, so I'm assuming all is going well. So that's a good thing. So I think it's 7 weeks now until I go over. But then I may not be going over. As I mentioned, I think on my last stitch with me, the cabin crew were only about going on strike because of the hours. That was just for one certain company. And now the fire crews are decided they're going on strike because they want a 15% pay rise over 3 years because they don't get paid enough, obviously. So if they go on strike, they're only about going on strike over Christmas. And if they go on strike, that grounds everybody, because if they're not working, there's nothing to deal with any emergencies. So it would mean that all flights would be cancelled until they come back to work. Haven't heard any more about that. That was the other day on the news. So I'm hoping that they decide to go back to work. So now it's a case of playing the waiting game. I was like, that's sod's law. The first time I get a chance to actually go back home, and first the cabin crew decide they're going on strike, and then the fire crews, the emergency services at the airports decided they were going on strike. And I think the baggage handlers are on about going on strike. So yeah, it's going to be fun. So, but fingers crossed, everything gets sorted out quickly. So as I mentioned in my update video, we're meant to be getting a a lot of storms come through and a lot of rain come through. That's from, I'll say the alerts went out yesterday saying that over the weekend. And it's meant to be starting this afternoon. So far, not had anything yet. We've just had a quick downpour. It only lasted like about 2 minutes and that was it. So whether that's the start, who knows? But hopefully, I don't mind if it does it all over tomorrow, Sunday, because that means I might not be able to get to work on Monday. But we will see. Well, because of the forecast all the rain, I did the washing today and dried it off in the tumble dryer instead of going outside. And if I'd known it wasn't going to rain, I'd have put it outside because it probably would have dried. We're warming up over here now. I think it said from Tuesday or Wednesday we're meant to be hitting 32 degrees. So it's going to be nice and warm. Not looking forward to sleeping at night time. It's going to be like 20 degrees. I hate it when it's warm at night time. I prefer to get into a nice cold bed and stay cool. But I mean that the portable aircon will be getting ready to be put on, I'm guessing. Excuse my arm. So Shane's not here at the moment, he's doing the car. So basically it's due for a service. Normally we used to take it into the garage to do. Because of the warranty for the car, because we've only had the car 2 years and the warranty was up until the end of this month or something like that. So we used to have to pay for them to do the servicing. So this time we've not bothered. What have I done there? I'll put it all in exactly the same spot. So yeah, this time we're not bothering with the service. Gonna do it ourselves. Well, Shane's gonna do it, shall I say. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing with regards to that. So he's over at his sister's because his sister's car needs servicing as well. So they're gonna do them both at the same time, Shane and his sister's husband. And then he's only about, from the sounds of the conversation, he's having his tea over there as well, so he's not going to be back for a few hours. I'm hoping now I've parked all these threads in the right spot. Pretty sure I have. I'm normally pretty good like that. Not so for this one. I'm going to move this one. I'll put a couple of stitches. So, as you know, Shane got his tattoo last weekend. Oh boy, he is not getting another tattoo ever. So literally it's been a week now. All he has done is moan about his tattoo because he keeps catching the scabs, or it's itching, or this colour doesn't look right, or something, or there's always something going off with his tattoo. It's like, oh my goodness, give me a break. I don't want to hear about your tattoo. I know what it's like, I've got several. But no, he insists on telling me. First thing in the morning till going to bed at night time. So yes, he's definitely not getting any more tattoos. Although at the time he said he wasn't getting any more, he now wants another one at some point. Hopefully it's when I'm not around. I.e. when I'm over in the UK or something like that for over a week. So then I don't have to put up with it. Imagine saying that, he'll probably ring me or text me over there telling me how itchy it is and how sore it is. But yeah, I've never known anyone carry on the way he has a weird tattoo. It's shocking. Come here. Thank you. Now, I forgot to mention in my update. Now, please do not take this as though you have to do it. But a couple of people have asked where my Buy Me a Coffee link disappeared to. So with the Buy Me a Coffee, they actually changed the way they was doing it. So it used to go through PayPal, and they stopped the PayPal and wanted you to sign up to some American platform I've never even heard of. Or they wanted you to give their your bank details for any money to come directly to your bank. So I was like, nah, not doing that. So that's where it disappeared. So I have, as of yesterday, reset one up with the other one that a lot of YouTubers seem to be using, which is the Buy Me a Ko-fi. So that is now linked on to my updates. So as I said, this is not to say you need to go and give me money. It's just to let you know, because I had a couple of people ask where it was. So that is now back up and running again. So I will mention it in my next update if I remember, but if not, at least you'll know it's there. So, right, I suppose we better get into some questions, haven't we? Seems we've got some for a change. And the birds are going to be joining in as well. They want to have their 2 penneth worth. And before I get into the questions, the frogs have started. They was out last night. And I was like, oh, great. It's been so quiet these last couple of months with no frogs going off. Even when it rained quite a bit last time, there was hardly any frogs around. I thought, oh great, they've all been washed away. But now they started last night. And I think there's a tree frog in one of the gutterings, because that went off last night and that was making a right racket. So that's in one of the gutterings somewhere. Hopefully it climbed out last night and we won't hear that again. Because they are loud when they're in the gutters, because it obviously echoes. So, right, questions. So the first one is from Sharon, who asked, "Do you read? And if so, what kind of stuff do you read?" I've got to be in the mood to read, but I don't mind reading. So I read Jeffrey Deaver. So Jeffrey Deaver, if you don't know, is the one who wrote The Bone Collector, which was a movie with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie. So he wrote that. The book is way better than the film. The film is rubbish compared to the book. So they're all like mystery, like murder mystery kind of things. So whodunit. And I really like it because you think you've got it worked out who's done the killing or whatever, and then that person ends up dead. And you're like, what? No, it was definitely them. No, it wasn't. Some of them I can get pretty enough straight away, but then you're still questioning yourself as you're going through it as to whether or not you pick the right character. Some of them it's like right to the end and you're just like, well, I did not see that one coming. He's really good. So yeah, I've got a fair few of his books. I've still got a fair few of his books to read, but I've got a fair few of his books, so they're really good. when I was younger, I did start reading the Terry Pratchett books, the Discworld. I read a couple of those. My cousin collected them, so he would lend me one every now and then so I could read it, but I didn't read many of them. And now obviously to buy one of his books, they cost an absolute fortune since he passed away. I actually looked on Amazon and on eBay, and they were ridiculous prices. It would be good to get them, because I did enjoy those, especially like the Discworld series. They were really fun, but at some point I might get some. My scissors just stuck to my phone, apologies. Okay, looks like this one I'm going all over the shop with. I was in the wrong spot for starters. Must be one across. Next part is, if you could go back years, would you have chosen a different job or career? Yes. So, when I first left school, I wanted to be a chef. So I went to college and trained to be a chef. And I don't mind doing the kitchen work. It was just the hours. I was always on split shifts, so there in the morning, then back again at night time, so you couldn't do anything. It wasn't very often I got like 2 shifts in a row, so like the mornings followed by lunch and have the night off or whatever. I never got those. I was always on a split. The only time where I used to work, the only time really that you ever got like the 2 shifts in a row would be if it was your day off the day after. So you would do the breakfast and lunch, then you would have your day off, and then you would come back for lunch and evening meal, just to kind of give you that a little bit longer if you like a day off. But that was the only time you really got those. 9 out of 10 I was on split shift, but each at the time I wasn't driving, so it meant I had to stay there. So theoretically I was there all day anyway, because everywhere I worked wasn't close to home, so I couldn't just walk home or anything like that. It was catching a bus, so by the time you'd get home you'd have to turn around and go back again, so it was pointless. So I just used to stay at work. So I would leave the house at say 7 o'clock in the morning and then get back home at like 11 o'clock at night. It was crazy. And this one I'm just going to park there and I'll come back to it in a minute. So yes, if I was to have done a different job, I would probably have gone straight into doing the accountancy / bookkeeping, because I enjoyed that. So that's probably what I would have gone into straight away. Had I known I was going to enjoy it so much, well, when I was at college anyway, learning to do it, I would have probably done it straight away. But never mind, it is what it is. Now, in my last video I mentioned the Netflix series Dharma, and I said I didn't reckon much to the series. I've put this colour parked twice. Isn't that stupid? Okay, we'll end this one then. So yeah, I mentioned the series Dharma, and I didn't reckon much to it. Sharon enjoyed it. She says the mind boggles. She wouldn't like to watch something that I recommend. Well, that I thought was great. But saying that, I did watch, they released the tapes of drama. So the actual ones from like the courts and the investigations and stuff like that. Now those ones were really, really good. And the amount of things that they show completely differently in the series to what actually happened. So the neighbour that was in there that was always complaining wasn't actually his neighbour. She lived over the road. But in the series, she lived right next door to him. So yeah, the tapes of it were really, really good. But then after that, I watched the tapes of someone called John Wayne Tracy or something like that. He was another serial killer around about the same time. He used to dress up as a clown, and he mainly abducted and killed younger people. So most of his victims, I think, were teenagers. He was psycho. He was proper mental. Doing the tapes on there as well. Yeah, he was proper cuckoo. Right. That's a suggestion for colours. Don't want that one. Right. Next one is from Jamie. So, a couple of questions. Do you plan on sleeping on your flight? It depends. Generally, I don't sleep on the flight because 9 out of 10, I haven't got the space to sleep. I can't sleep sat upright. So, 9 out of 10, I'm always on a packed flight. So, and I always get that one annoying person that likes to stick their knees in the back of your seat. So, and obviously you can't recline them very far anyway. So yeah, generally don't sleep. I generally stay awake for the whole flight, and then however long I'm in the airports and whatever. So I'm normally awake for about 36 hours or so. It's only once been where I slept on twice when I slept on the flights. The first time was when I had to hang around in Singapore for, I think it was 16 hours before my next flight. And I was so exhausted on that one. So I was that tired, I actually fell asleep eating my tea. So they come around with the meals, and the next thing I know, my food was all over the floor and I was fast asleep. So I picked it up and then went back to sleep again. I was absolutely exhausted on that one. The only other time I slept was when we came over here. The flight was near enough empty. There wasn't many people on there at all, so I had the whole 4 seats to myself, 3-4 seats to myself. So I just sprawled out and went to sleep. Same as Shane, he got up and moved into the row in front of me, and he just sprawled out. He was asleep near enough the whole flights all the way here. I think there was, how many flights were we on? 2 flights I think we were on. Yeah, he was asleep near enough the whole time. I generally watch the movies or whatever, but I'm gonna say I did sleep a little bit on the when we came over last time, but it wasn't for long. Maybe about an hour and a half, something like that. They're not exactly comfortable, the seats, especially when you sprawl over like 2 or 3 at a time. So yeah, to answer your questions, no, I generally don't sleep. So this one, I'm gonna say, I think the longest time I've got to wait is 5 hours at one airport, and then 3 hours at London, I think it is. So I probably shouldn't be too tired with that one. Shouldn't, famous last words. Next part, do you try to stitch it a little bit? No, I don't stitch on the plane. My cross stitching never leaves the house. Obviously, except for when I moved over here. So no. Besides the fact that 9 out of 10, most of my flights are at night time. And I don't think it's bright enough on a plane to be able to stitch. So no, I won't be stitching on the plane. I'll be taking some cross stitches with me to do, but they'll just go in my normal luggage and then get work done when I get to my home in the UK. Does Shane ever see your stitch email from your friends? If so, how do you explain strangers sending you presents? So yes, he does see the stitch email, and I just tell my friend sent it. And that's it. That's it. Because I go, will you stop buying stuff? He's like, I didn't buy it. And then it's like, ooh. I was like, it's from. And then I quickly look at the sender. I was like, oh, it's from, say, Kelly. And he knows, people in the game chats that I talk to. So, Survival Stitches, so he knows those people. I was like, oh yeah, Kelly sent me this. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're done. He doesn't really think much. He just thinks I've been buying stuff. I was like, no, I didn't buy anything. Because when you open the post and it's there, it's like, what you been ordering now? So I haven't ordered anything. I don't even know what this is. So yeah, so it doesn't really say much. He sees it all, but all I get is, will you stop starting projects? Nope. Or I got another one. Yep. Why don't you finish one of the ones you've got going? I am doing. Just, I'm starting another one first. She also wants to know if my mum knows about my Floss Tube channel. Nope. Nobody knows about my Floss Tube channel except you guys who watch my Floss Tube channel. Now, I could tell my mum about it, but she'd probably forget. And the fact that she doesn't know how to work a tablet no more. She probably won't be able to figure it out, so there's no point telling him. I'm not going to say. And if I did tell him, it would be down to my brother to put it on for her, and he's always busy, so she'd probably never get to see him anyway. I send her pictures of what I've been working on anyway, so she's happy with that. Sorry, I just headbutted the camera then. So that's it from Jamie. In my last stitch with me, I said I was going to get a tattoo that was like a realistic one, so a realism one. So Sue replied to it. Obviously, you end up paying more for people to do the realism ones because there's a lot more art and talent needed. So I gathered that, and she asked if I was going to get the supersized Tiger Family of the Jungle tattooed on my arm. No. I do actually. The one I want to get is of big cats, so it's probably gonna be. Well, depending on how they can do it, I'm gonna try and see if I can squeeze a couple of the lion and tiger and that on one arm. So what I want to do eventually is get, they call it half a sleeve, so just like the top half of my arm done. So we'll see how many big cats they can fit on there. But then it's deciding which one you want as your main focus piece, whether you want a tiger, a lion, a cheetah. So depends how they do it, but I'd like to have the cheetah as the main one, but it depends again if they can find a decent picture. And it also depends on how much it's going to cost. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be cheap. Next one is from Gina. So hi Gina, she's joined in on the Zooms a couple of times. On one of my stitch with me's, she asked what thread I was using because the coverage looks really good considering it's black. So I only ever use DMC, except for on my Pandemic and Anzac. They're Mrs. Saders silks. All the rest is just DMC. So I don't have any of the CXC or anything like that. It's all DMC colours that I use. Next is from Dawn, who asks, a couple of people have said that they would enjoy the Zoom room being left open, so that I'm trying to work out to get that figured out. So once I've done that, I will let you know. Because then obviously if you're up and about, you can just jump on and say you're going on Zoom if anyone wants to join you, and you might get some people from the UK joining with people from America. And so yeah, I'm definitely working on that one. I just need to try and figure it out. I think I've got it sorted out, but I'm not 100% sure. So she asked, did they decide not to replace your saw at work? She remembers I said something about it in one of my videos quite a while ago, but can't remember what happened to it. So so yeah, so the saw, my saw is still there. I haven't got the new one. They had somebody out the other week sorting out for a new one. I'm assuming they're still waiting for him to get back to them with a price, because as I say, they want they want 4 saws replacing plus another saw, I think. So yeah, so they're obviously waiting for the quote to come through as how much it's going to cost for all of them. So we will see. You can't even see where I'm stitching there. So yeah, so we will see how quickly that gets sorted out. But as of yet, they've not got back to him, I don't think. The only one they've got back to him with is the splitting saw, which obviously that's because it's the boss's and he wants to use it. So this is getting done straight away. But apparently, when they do get the other saws, mine's the first one to be replaced. So that's a good thing. I've just got to wait for however long it is to get it replaced. Apparently the saws that he's wanting them all to be able to clean themselves, so they're self-cleaning, so you don't have to mess around. I don't know how they're self-clean, but apparently he wants them self-cleaning. So, because like with my saw, I have to clean the inside out nearly all the time, depending on the type of wood I'm doing. So he wants them self-cleaning, so I don't know how that works, but hey, we'll find out when we get a new saw, if we get a new saw. So the next one is from CJ, who asked, do you prime your floss so it doesn't fray? And if so, what do you use? And also, you need to show a picture of Shane. We hear a lot about him and it's hard to try and figure out what he looks like. So if you know who Pob is, he was a UK puppet. That's what Shane looks like. So just Google Pob and that's what Shane looks like. There you go. So to answer your first question, no, I don't use anything on my floss to stop it from fraying. I just take it straight off the bobbin. There we go, couldn't think of the word. Or thread drop. I just stitch with it. So no, I don't use anything on mine. Because from what I understand, even though if you use like beeswax or anything like that, it still kind of leaves residue on it. Somebody, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Karen Needlebook, was actually going through and telling you about them all Some of them still leave a residue or something like that on your floss, even after they're being washed, and some of them deteriorate your floss a lot quicker than others. So yeah, I never do. I just use these straight off the thread dropper off the bobbin. Next one is from, I apologise if I've pronounced this wrong, Gigi. I think it's Gigi Morgan. We'll call Big Gigi. I think it's Gigi. She wants to know if I use a table or floor frame when I stitch. It looks like your hands are free. So my hands are free and use a Lowry floor stand. I never used to. I just used to have it balanced on one part on one arm of the, say, sofa or chair I was sat in, and the other on my knee. And then I got the Lowry stand. So I use the Lowry stand for my stitching because I prefer the two-handed method. And then I use Q-snaps. I don't have a scroll frame. Those are a bit too pricey. I was looking at them a while ago, but yeah, they're a bit too pricey for my liking. That's quite handy. Right in the right spot. Well, I remember, I think Ellie from Ellie Willis Teacher, she asked how I'm finding the Royal Rose method. So I quite like the Royal Rose method. It seems to be working out okay. It can be quicker once you've got all your threads started. But when you first start in each row, it can be a bit time consuming. You don't seem to get as much stitches done. But I've got to say, if you're just doing your two and then coming into your next row, it seems to go pretty quick. I don't get any column or page lines. As I've mentioned a couple of times, I'm a bit paranoid with regards to that, so I always feather into the next page. Like here, you can see where I've come down a little bit into the next page, so that prevents the thread line. So just going in the columns, I'll always feather into the next column along to prevent it. I know Dawn Marie, Crafty Vortex, she was mentioned it on her last video, asking if anyone had found they get paid column lines or anything like that. So I haven't yet. Some people have. I suppose it depends on your tension, and also depends on how you start and end your threads as well. But as of yet, I've not had any. Well, I say that's probably because I feather into the the next page. I'll probably thresh out. I have to figure out what I've done, that one. do not like stitching upwards. I think I've mentioned that before. My stitches never seem to lace neat enough. I think that might be all the questions. Yes, that's all the questions, I think. Just on a quick. Just seeing if I've missed any anyway. No, I can't see any. Oh, one is from Mrs. Miggins. This was back in September, this question. Obviously I mentioned I've got a rabbit over in the UK. She asks, how long is the average age of a rabbit then? So most rabbits live, well, all the ones I've had, they've all lived to be about 10-ish. I'm going to say, it depends how you look after them, I suppose, like with any animal. But I think the average age for a rabbit is between 8 and 10 years. All the ones we've had anyway, they've always lasted that long. Am I going? There. I'm going to find it bloody cold over there when I come over. Yeah, I can guarantee I probably will do. I've already started finding out all my jumpers and everything, because I know it's going to be freezing. But then I know it's also going to be hot when I get from here to halfway it's going to be hot. And then from when I get off at the final part in London, it's going to be freezing. So yes, I've got my coat sorted out, I've got jumpers sorted out, I've got jeans sorted out. So yes, I know I'm going to freeze. Why I decided to go over at Christmas time is beyond me. I'm hoping it's going to snow, really. I love the snow. Oops, didn't put that right. And she also wants to know if there's any reason why I didn't use black fabric for stitching my Dragons of Disabat, which is one from Pain Free Crafts. So, yeah, because I'm crazy. So, the main reason I didn't use the black, because I wanted to do it on 28 count. I think it's maybe a bit too hard on 28 count on black. Plus I can't find any black fabric anyway on 28 count. So why not just stitch it all? Mind you, the one that, I don't know what size Sarah from who owns Pain Free Crafts, I don't know what size fabric she's using, but hers is like a charcoal colour, I think. And hers looks really, really good. And the holes look decent enough to see, so maybe I should have gone for a charcoal colour instead of the black, but never mind. It's done now. Right, if I do it this way, then I can go down. One, two, three. Oops, missed. Gotcha. Right, I've got one stitch right in the middle of the next square over, so see if I can get to that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Yes. Right, that's that one. Have we got any more questions? I think that's it. Pretty sure that's it. I really need to go through and get some photos taken off of this phone. I've got 100. Half of them are not needed no more, but I still have them on there anyway. Yep, I think that's it. Oh, Shane was playing around the other day and changing his ringtone. I don't know what he's got now, but he's got a new ringtone. And he goes, "Oh, you need to change yours." I was like, "Why do I?" He says, "Because you need to change it." I was like, "Nah, it's fine, good as it is." And then he went googling to see how old the song that I have as my ringtone. He says, "That come out 10 years ago." No, it did not. Yeah, it did. I was like, "Really?" So yeah, so my ringtone is 10 years old. I didn't think it'd been out that long. So he's now trying to get me to change it. I was like, "No, I don't want to change it." And then he's like, "Oh, there's a pink one here. You could have this one." I was like, "No, I'm not changing my ringtone. I like my ringtone." So yeah, so I can't remember what he's got on his now, but he's got a new ringtone. So I've been having fun over here with Australia Post. So I ordered a parcel, and they had it at our Brisbane site. Well, it came from Sydney. It was taken to Brisbane Airport, which it normally does, and then from there it goes to the sorting office there, or whatever you call them, which is called Red Bank. And they received it there on the 4th of October. And it's been there ever since. Now, right there on the 4th, which was a Tuesday, I was supposed to get it between the Wednesday and the Friday. And I didn't receive it. So I thought, okay, it may have just been delayed. So I always give them the benefits of that it will turn up. Anyway, by the end of the next week, I still hadn't received it. So I sent them a message. Now, on it does say to allow up until the 24th before they will start investigating it. And it's like, so that means you'll have had it 3 weeks. Even though they know it's been delayed, as it states on, because it's tracked, it's been delayed. But they were not going to investigate it for 3 weeks. Anyway, the other day, I got a message from them saying that it was scanned into the facility, but it wasn't scanned after that, so they don't know where it's got to. So they're going to look into it. But could I please contact the company who I ordered my stuff from and ask them to contact Australia Post, because they need more information with regards to the package. So I was like, all right. So I sent the company an email asking if they could do that, and they said yep. So they contacted them, and Australia Post turned around and told them that they will have to wait. It could be up to another 10 days before they need to do anything else with regards to it or something. But they are looking into it. But to allow them another, I think it was 10 business days, so another 2 weeks to try and get a resolution. They then messaged me to say that the company had been in touch and they were now closing my case, and if I had any concerns I had to get in touch with the company that sent me my parcel in the first place. It's like, what? But the parcel is at your site, it's in your depot. And all they said was it could have been delayed due to the adverse weather conditions that have been happening like down south and stuff like that. And it's like, but we haven't had any adverse weather up here at the moment. We are obviously this weekend. And you've had it for nearly 3 weeks. So, but no, I've got to go through the company who I ordered it from with any concerns I may have with regards to this parcel. And it's like, seriously? So if I've got to wait another 10 days before they'll start anything with regards to this parcel, that means that they will have done my parcel for just over 6 weeks. So it's a good job it's not anything urgent, like medical equipment or anything like that. So, but yeah, I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what it's like with Royal Mail. I've never had anything lost in the post with Royal Mail. Well, not that I know of anyway. So that's Royal Mail's the UK one. I've never had anything lost with them. But this one, yeah, this is the first time ever. I mean, I've been here 4 years. It's the first time anything ever been delayed. Well, I've had the odd one where it's been delayed maybe a couple of days, but they've always given me an updated date that they're going to deliver on. But this one, yeah, first time I've had one where they said, no, we're going to have to investigate it, but we're not going to do anything. You need to contact your people who sent it to you. So whether they're now trying to send out another order or not, I have no idea. So I don't know what's going off. And it's like, well, I wouldn't mind, but obviously I paid for the goods, so I want the goods. Well, I need my money back. And I'm going to give them the 10 days, but if I don't hear anything within the 10 days, I'm just going to ask them for my money. And if these items eventually do turn up, I'll just send them back to them. Like bananas. It's ridiculous. So yeah, 6 weeks to deliver a parcel. Well, up to 6 weeks to maybe get a parcel. And then maybe not. We're an hour already. That was quick. That flew by. So another strand or two, I think. Excuse me, just having a drink. So we'll treat you to a bit of a longer one today. I really should have parked these in the right spots because most of these are all going upwards. It's because I'm coming they're coming from like this way, and they're all going upwards. So I really should have started. Well, I've only got a couple more. I've got 4, and then all the rest are at the top. So I think I can cope. Wow, I parked this one. There's only about 3 stitches of it. hoping this page doesn't go too slowly. I'm hoping it should be pretty quick because it's only the tiger's colours, so might be saying that there is a fair few colours in the tiger, to be fair. But I'm hoping it doesn't take too long. Now I want to see whether I'll be able to or not, is at least get maybe 2 more pages done before I go away. So I've got a month and a half, well, 7 weeks-ish. So we'll see how we go, but I want to try, see if I can get 2 pages done. Whether I do or not, I don't know. See, this one took me forever. Let's see if I... Man, once you've got all your park threads put in, that's the longest the thing that takes the longest time. It's then pretty quick. No, 2 more stitches. Big jump. That one. That one. 5. I don't know if any of you guys have ever noticed, but whenever you have to count into the next block, I always seem to find that the stitch I'm after is either 5 down or 5 in from one of the directions. No matter where it is, you can guarantee it's 5 down or 5 in. It's always going to be a 5 in it. 9 out of 10 times. Every now and then it might be less, but 9 out of 10 it's 5. And this was just made a liar at me because it's only 4 in. I think that's it for that colour. So again, just to remind you, if you haven't voted yet on the Help Me Decide videos, you've got until Friday, say midday Friday, to cast your votes. I say some of them are pretty close as to who's going to win it. Some of them there is an overall leader straight through. So it's going to be fun. I'm enjoying it. And all I've got to do is, any that do win, I've got to make sure I've got all the threads and that I need ready. So, obviously with the kit ones it's alright because they're already kitted. But then there's obviously the ones that I've already chosen that you lot don't have to pick. I need to make sure I've got everything for them. But yeah, it's been fun doing the Help Me Decide videos. By the sounds of it, you guys have enjoyed it as well. Although some don't think it's fair with the options I've given you, because it's hard to decide. Why do you think I let you pick and not me? Because I couldn't decide. I still haven't sorted out my giveaway yet for the 4,000 subscribers. I think I know what I want to do for it, but it's probably not going to be now until after Christmas. So, who knows, maybe by then it'll be a 4,000 stroke 5,000 subscriber giveaway. But yeah, I'm going to see about getting what I'm planning on doing. Getting those within the next couple of weeks. It just depends how long it takes for me to get them. So we will see. I might do a couple of giveaways, who knows. Well, the sun's coming out now. I'm about to say it's meant to be storming. I mean, what? It's nearly 2 o'clock. Holy crap, that went quick. So it's 10 to 2 at the moment. All the storms were meant to be kicking in by late morning, stroke midday. They've obviously not arrived. So I'm guessing we're not going to be getting any. I was expecting to be woken up by the thunder and lightning this morning. Instead I got woke up by 2 cats running around the house like lunatics at 4 o'clock. So that was the kittens. So Kitty and Ginger chasing each other. And then Ginger jumped on the bed at about 4:45, meowing in my earlobe because he wanted feeding. It's like, you are not getting fed yet. I'm having a lie-in. I didn't get much of a lie-in. I got up at 6, so that was an hour and a half lie-in. But half of that I was awake with listening to the cats chasing each other. And then having another cat in my ear. And then when I got up, Tiger was laid at the bottom of the bed. And as I was walking around the bed, I nearly stood on him, because I didn't see him. But he's got wise to me now. I've stood on him so many times. You know, like you get up in the middle of the night and you don't bother putting your light on and you just walk around. Yeah, I've stood on him so many times. So now he seems to know when I'm coming and he meows as I'm getting closer to him. So I know he's around there somewhere, but then because there's no light on, I can't see him anyway. So then I've got to try and feel where he is so I don't step on him. Yeah, poor cat, I've stood on him so many times. The other two have got brains. If they hear you walking towards them and it's night time, they run. So they run off. So you don't stand on them, but not Tiger. No, he just still stays there, even though he sees you coming. And then you end up standing on him. Isn't stupid. Where am I going? There. Same row. Up 3. Up 4. Now, can I get these last 3 stitches? Maybe I should be able to. Oh, a couple of you guys said the volume was alright on my videos. A couple of you said it could do with turning up a bit. So, I will probably turn it up a bit. I think it depends whereabouts I've got the phone when I'm recording as to how loud you can hear me. And it depends how loud I'm speaking as well. So yes, I think I'll turn the volume up on this one. And then you just have to let me know if it's too loud, I'll turn it down again. So I'm going to turn it up a bit louder than I normally do. So if it's too loud for you, just let me know. It doesn't look like we've done much, but we've done a few stitches already, apparently. I always think when you first get started off, because you've got such a blank space, you think you've done loads, and it turns out you haven't done as much as you think, or vice versa. Right, where we go with this one? All over the place. Right, it's gonna be fun. Right, give me just 2 seconds, guys, and then I will be back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Needed a toilet break. While I was there, I thought, I'll just check, see how this weather's going. Holy, there's a right band coming in. So, it's not far away. So, I'll see if I can get a bit more done before it hits. And then obviously, because I got up, the cat's decided to wake up. Don't you dare, Ginge. No. Ginge. I've got Ginge right at the side of me here. And I've got my phone plugged in. So I've got enough charge. And he's trying to get the cable. Come on, out of the way. Never mind pestering me. Not getting fed yet. So yeah, because I got up. Ginge and Key got up. So they both now want feeding. Even though it's just gone 2 o'clock. It's like, yeah, you've got no chance. No chance, cats. You ain't getting fed this early. Normally when it starts warming up, they don't want feeding as much, but obviously this time they do. Right, where we're going from here. This one. 1, 2, 3. Right, I can hear something rumbling outside now. I don't know if it's a car or if it's the thunder starting to roll in. No, it's a car. I can just do it going past. I'll see one of the idiot ones. But yeah, it's a real big band that's coming in. Just looking on the alerts that they've put out, they reckon anywhere between 90 mils and 300 mils. That's going to be fun. So, I don't think it's from my area, where we're only meant to be getting between 100 and 150. But it depends on the storms. If these storms materialise, then it's a possibility we can get more. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will see. I know when it's probably going to hit anyway, because all the birds will disappear. At the moment, they're all fighting around in this tree outside. But yeah, it's a really big band that's coming down. And then one of the roads near here, there's a river near where I live. That's already gone over. That's because of the rain coming down from Brisbane area. I think it's Brisbane anyway. So that's already gone over. So we're definitely going to get a fair bit of rain by the sounds of it. So as long as it doesn't come down too bad. Nice chain. I'll be able to get around for my sisters. Mind you, I think where his sister lives, it doesn't generally flood around there anyway. It is a bit hilly. Mind you, everywhere over here seems to be a bit hilly. I've never known it actually flood through where we live. I've only known it once to flood, and we were at work. And by the time we come home, it had all gone. Yeah, the rain came down that hard and fast. I think in an hour it had some like 100 mils, and the main street in the town flooded. But like I say, by the time we got home, you wouldn't have even known it had flooded. There was no sign of it. So it depends how fast and hard it comes down, I suppose. So I'll finish this one and see how far we're in. I'm trying to see if I can get you an hour and a half video. And again, excuse the idiot going past. I was coming out from work yesterday, and there was one of these dickheads, excuse my language, P-plater and a 4x4. And somebody he knows was obviously at the side of him, waiting at the lights. Now he was turning right, and the other guy was going straight on. So, turning right goes first with the traffic lights. So he decided he was going to floor it. Nearly completely lost it going around the corner. Back end spun out. He was swerving all over the road. I was like, you nearly lost it, you idiot. It would have been so fun to see him lose it. Might teach him a lesson. Obviously he thinks because it's in a four-wheel drive it's not going to go anywhere, but yeah, almost did. Bearing in mind, when you go around the corner from the traffic lights, not far from the traffic lights there's a roundabout. So, only maybe about 50 metres. And he was going around the roundabout. So I was like, it's a good job he got control of the car, otherwise he would have been rolling over the roundabout. But yeah, some people are just idiots. I don't know if they were born that way or what, but clearly they don't have many brain cells. Apologies if you just heard my phone ping. I've done well today. I've not had it on silent. I forgot to put it on silent. And no one's messaged. Although, Kristen, I will call you out. I was going to try earlier on. She was like, am I too early for your video? I was like, yeah, I haven't done it yet. Damn. She says she wants the attention of you guys as well. So it's tough. You're not having it. Gotcha. Apologies, I keep headbutting the camera. Well, I could not get this in the right spot I wanted to before recording. I'm moving the table around, I was moving my project around. I was like, nope, too far away, no, too close. Took me ages. That's probably why you're a bit more zoomed out than normal, so that you can see what I'm doing. So I want to keep trying to move the camera so you can see me. Oh, I've just pulled that out. Oh. I thought I was pulling it in. I'll pull it out instead. And now I've got to try and thread it again. Oh, I went to the Optician's yesterday to get the old eyeballs checked. And my long distance is perfect. My eyes are all perfect, nothing wrong with my eye health. This is my close vision, short vision, whatever you want to call it. Has deteriorated a fair bit from last time I got my eyes checked. I was like, really? I was like, yep. I was like, okay. As you know, I've got glasses for doing reading and anything I need to use them for, i.e. stitching on my Castle Wolves. But I don't really wear my glasses. And I was like, yeah, your eyes have deteriorated a fair bit for your close-up work. So he got me one of these cards with all the writings on it. It's like, can you read that? Yep. Put your glasses on. Can you read that? Yep. And then he put one of those silly lens things in front of it. He says, does that make it clearer or better? I was like, well, or worse? I was like, well, it's exactly the same. He was like, all right, okay. So, well, your eyes have deteriorated. He says, I think it's just in my right eye. So it has deteriorated a bit. He says, so he says, instead of having your 2 yearly checkup like you normally do when you're having your eyes checked, he says, I need you to come back in a year. He says, I need to check it again. He says, with how much is, obviously from their little tests, how much is deteriorated from last time. I was like, okay. So I'm going to go back in another year. Shane had his done as well because I booked him at the same time, and again his is his right eye as well. His has changed, so he needs a new script for his glasses. And I told you he'd wear his glasses. Turned up to the optician's, glasses went straight on before we walked in. I knew he would. I told you he would. So yeah, so he wore his glasses the whole time he was in there. So yeah, he needs new glasses, new lenses. So we got those picked out. So they had a special on. Sorry, I've got a great big fly in here. I don't know where that's come from. So yeah, they had a special on that. You get two pairs of glasses. You get your sunnies included in one as one of them, with the polarized lenses on just your normal ones. So we thought his sunnies that he already had were polarized, and they're not. So he's now getting polarized glasses for his sunnies. So that's probably why he's still squinting when you've got your sunnies on. And then they've now got this other thing that you can add on to your normal glasses. So if you struggle when you're driving, you know, like with at night time when you've got the lights coming towards you, and they dazzle you, apparently they kind of reflect the glare from the lights and that, so you can see a lot clearer at night time. So he's getting that put on his other glasses, so that should make it a bit different for him. So hopefully he won't be squinting as much. So yeah, it's a bit bad when you wear glasses and you're still squinting like mad. So, right, what we at? Right, I'm going to call it a day here, I think. So I think this is at about an hour and 23 minutes. Got close to an hour and a half. Not quite there, but never mind. So I'm going to call it a day there because it's getting a little bit black outside. So I'm assuming this rain's going to be here pretty soon. So again, guys, if you do have any questions or comments, then please feel free to drop those. Apologies, someone once obviously had a question to the stitch with me already. Ashley this time. Oh, and Kristen, there we go. So yeah, if you do have any questions or comments, then please feel free to drop those down below. Again, you can email me. Email address is dizzystitcher@gmail.com. And as always, I am on Instagram as well as Dizzy Stitcher. So you can message me on there. And if you're in the Facebook group, you can also message me in that one too. So let's zoom you out. So you can see what we've done. We've done all this bit here and down here. So we did 237 stitches. So we've now completed on this one 135,556 stitches. That is the 727,272 needed. And we're at 18.64%. So we're getting close to that 19% mark. Yay! So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. It is much appreciated. Again, stay safe, happy stitching, and until my next video, which will be my update video, take care and bye-bye for now.